Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're over at the Hitt Farm, and this is where our replacement heifers are. We've got 41 head in here, and I hadn't been over here for a while because we've been taking care of stuff at our farm, and Anthony and Sean are just absolutely knocking it out of the park on good animal performance. I mean, my gosh, these things are beautiful. So this would be 2024 heifers, and we brought them over here in, gosh, when was it? In March, end of March, 1st of April of 2025. And this is December 21st, 2025. Look at those things. I mean, they are just chunks. Nothing but forage, and they're on winter stockpile. And so we bought some hay and brought in here back in, gosh, when was it? July or August. And so far this winter, we had some pretty good snow here a while back, and the snow stayed on for about a month, 3 weeks, something like that. It was cold, and a lot of it was ice. The ice froze the forage down here where they couldn't get to it. Anyway, long story short, they fed 8 bales so far for the whole winter. And that's not bad for 41 head. But you can see these cattle are happy to be on this. This is Kentucky 31 winter stockpile. It's a cool season grass. Folks, it is the workhorse of winter stockpile. We've fenced off all the woods. You can see the wires over there. All the woods has got a wire around, just single strand. And that's all you need. So really pleased with how well these cattle look. When Anthony and Sean got this farm, what we're standing on right here, this is solid honey locust trees. You couldn't drive a four-wheeler through here without knocking your hat off. And they've came in here. Johnny pushed a lot of them out. And it's funny, I was talking to him a while ago, and they're like, Greg, wish we'd have left a few now. And I'm like, yeah, we've all done it. You know, you go into a farm, you take all the trees, even honey locusts out, it's like, but they are good shade trees, and they were big. You know, some of them are 30, 40 foot tall. It takes a long time to grow a tree 30 to 40 feet tall. This heifer's following me. See, when you move your animals, they're moving them 3 times a day. They're moving them like 4 or 5 times a day, 4 times a day in the summertime. I know they're moving them twice. They may still be moving them 3 times a day. I'm not sure. But I can tell you this, whatever they're doing, look at that. Look at the hair coats on those animals. Just absolutely beautiful. These cattle are used to people, folks. They're not used to me. I haven't been over here for, gosh, it's been, I don't know, 3 weeks or more. And they're not afraid of people, because they know when people come, usually it means the wire gets moved and they're going to get them some new forage. You can see they've already got the wires laid out in front of them. That'll be the next paddock down yonder. And Anthony and Sean, this is their first time of going into winter with beef cattle. And so they're learning, and they're doing a great job. They're a little bit concerned they've taken too much on some of the paddocks, but I'm looking back where they've been. I don't see that. They're going to get another graze out of this. And when they do, they've got a little bit of hay back there to supplement them if they need it. They're just doing well. Folks, this fescue has had some really cold weather on it. It has snow over it for 3 weeks. And they got more snow up here. They're further north than we are. And it's always colder up here. Just a little bit cold. You wouldn't think, 15 to 20 miles would make a difference, but it does. And, well, I got this thing running. I'm going to go up and show you this frost-free tank that we put in. We've got 5 of these on this farm. And boy, I tell you what, in the wintertime, these things pay huge dividends. Huge dividends. No ice to chop. You know, you don't have to carry water. It's always, the water's always thawed. They're all sniffing me. Like, what is that guy? He doesn't look the same. These are all South Pole. These are right from our herd. And they are not for sale. These are all cattle they're going to use to be built. Pastures Farm genetics. Expand the herd. You know, you get more ground, which we have. And you just need more animals, you know. It seems like the more carbon we trample on the ground, courtesy of the cattle, we grow more grass there the following year. And Ian from Africa has a great saying. He said, sometimes for every blade of grass that you can trample on the ground, with that ruminant hoof, you can get 2 back. That's a pretty heifer. You are beautiful. I think you know you're beautiful. Jiminy Christmas. Folks, these are the size to get. I'm telling you. These great big old cattle, they just ruin you. Absolutely ruin you. Oh, you gotta have a big old calf. Gotta get you a big old cow. Well, you can have them big old cows. I don't want them. All they do is bankrupt you. They eat too much. When it's wet, they stomp too much into the ground. Look at that. Oh, this has all been grazed. This is what they're leaving behind. They're in fine shape. And here's our water pad. So we poured concrete, and then on top, around the concrete, we put in railroad ties. Anthony and Sean did, and they put rock in there, and that's got geotextile underneath the rock. And they use this chat, and the more you step on it, the more it turns to concrete-like consistency. But folks, without those landscaping timbers around here, all this rock they hauled in, it'd be out there. You've got to put the timbers around it. Man, look at that. Not any ice. Folks, it was cold this morning. It's cold out here right now. You can see we got ice on it. Ice on the ground. Look at that. So this is a 20-gallon Pride of the Farm. It's got a 12-inch culvert underneath it. Goes down the ground 4 foot. And we've got 4 of these. No, I'm sorry. We've got 5 of these. We got 5 of these installed on the farm. So it makes wintering cattle a breeze if you don't have to chop ice every morning. All you gotta do is move a wire. And you don't have to feed hay if you got Stockpile. So folks, this farm's gonna get better. This is the corn. This is corn and beans. When Anthony and Sean bought this was corn and beans. And he kicked the corn farmer off and said, nope, we're not doing that crap anymore. He was tired of the desertification, the spraying, nuking. There's just no life on this farm. They killed it. And now we've got it all back to grass. And you can see the clovers. Clovers will kick in the spring. Clovers don't stockpile worth a flip. Let's fescue. There's still some bare ground areas in here, not much. There's a little spot right there. But this is going to get thicker. This is all going to fill in. As it fills in, you're going to be able to run more livestock in here. You're going to have more plants. Somebody said the other day, Greg, how long does it take to convert a cropland to grass? Well, this is 2 years. This is 2 years. So this is the first year, though, that it's had animals on it. It hasn't even been a full year yet. So brought the animals on the end of March, 1st of April. So it'll be a year in April since they've been on here. That they have been on. So roughly, whatever that is, we're in December, January, February, March. So 9 months. they've been grazing this farm. But we fenced the whole thing off. It's got 5 strand high tensile all the way around it. There's 200 acres here. And a lot of it's got some wooded draws like that. And we've got it fixed up now where we put a gate in there. We graze those wooded draws as a paddock. We let them in there, and the cattle like going in there because there's all kinds of weeds and forbs and leaves. And those leaves have a lot more minerals in them than the grass does. And so it's kind of like giving your cows a treat, you know? So I'm just really proud of the way, yeah, Anthony and Sean, they've never been around and done livestock, but they just, I'd say they're knocking it out of the park. They're just kind of duplicating and trying to follow exactly what we do. And of all things, it's working really well for them, you know? So what's the old saying? Don't reinvent the wheel, just use what works. And winter stockpile works. Absolutely works. So those cattle are all feeding themselves today. They didn't have to unroll a bale of hay, and so we're making money. They're eating this grass, they're putting on weight, they're building fat, and gonna make some really nice cows. Some really nice cows to add to the herd. So we're tickled about that. We've you know, it's taken us a lot of years to get the right size, but we're there. We've got the right size cow. And for our environment, we have the right size cow. You've got to sort that out on your own, but you know, if you get the 14, 15, 1600 pound cows, I'm sorry, you're just not gonna make much money. Not on forage. Now, if you're a grain farmer and you've got tons of grain to feed them and can afford to pour the grain to them, well then, you know, they'll do okay. But that grain you're feeding them cows, you could have sold that grain. Animals, ruminants, don't need grain. You saw the condition on them cows. They've never had a bite of grain in their life. Why are we raising all this grain to feed ruminants? They can eat this stuff right here and get fat, make a living on the land. At the end of the year, we've got money in our pockets. It's not all sitting in the input people. You know, you look at all what's going on. You know, all these, it's bad. You know, they've raised all these soybeans and there's no market for them. And the Chinese backed off. I guess they are buying some soybeans now, but you know, why are we raising all this beans when we could be running some cows out there that don't require a combine, they don't require a 300 horse tractor, they don't require spraying our land, you know, putting all this chemical out there. I don't know. What's that thing? Keep it simple. It's just the KISS method. Keep it simple. And the last word on that is stupid. I don't want to use stupid, but just keep it simple. That's what it is. So I'm gonna get out of here. My hands are about to freeze off, but y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.